And I have another story here about taxes that I want to bring you guys. It's about how the wealthy manage to dodge taxes so effectively. This in ProPublica, America's highest earners and their taxes revealed. Secret IRS files reveal the top U.S. income earners and how their tax rates vary more than their incomes. Tech titans, hedge fund managers, and heirs dominate the list, while the likes of Taylor Swift and LeBron James didn't even make the top 400. Which people and professions rake in the most income year after year? Which are most adept at shielding their money from the tax man? And what does this tell you about America? The top earners, of course, are often fodder for lists, but those are usually based on estimates or even speculation. A trove of IRS data obtained by ProPublica has the definitive answers, revealing the incomes and tax rates of the 400 Americans with the highest incomes from 2013 to 2018. It took an average of $110 million per year in income to crack that list. Guys, that's income per year, not net worth. 110 million in income to crack that list, with plenty of names you would expect and some that may surprise you. We'll also show how much the 400 paid in federal income taxes. ProPublica is naming the 15th highest income earners. 15 highest income earners, along with an assortment that represent income patterns that we've identified. In theory, our tax system is designed to tax the rich at higher rates than everyone else. That's not the way it works at the loftiest incomes. The data reveals a system where the very highest earners, on average, pay far lower tax rates than the merely affluent do. And even among the top 400, some groups have it better than others. Tech billionaires pay rates well below even other business owners. I'm not going to get too far into the weeds on the details there, you guys, but ProPublica did a great job going into those details if you're interested in checking them out. Really, the point here is we think we have this progressive tax system, and by that I mean that the wealthier you are, the higher portion you pay. And it seems that there's almost sort of a plateau. Like, the wealthier you are coming through the poorest groups, as you get into the middle class and the upper middle class, the professional managerial class, that's where it peaks, right? It's like the doctors and lawyers and things who might have $1 million or $2 million, but aren't the multi-billionaires who really, really run everything and have all this financial leverage. Those people are paying the highest tax rates. Then as you get into the uber wealthy, the billionaires and multi-billionaires, those with over 100 million in income per year, that's where you see a lower and lower tax rate being paid per year. It's also fascinating to me how there are some differences between industries, right? So like a lot of people in tech seem to pay a lot less in taxes than people in other industries end up having to pay. So it seems like there's actually some like discrepancies based upon how you made your billions and continue to make your billions. But the overall point is we actually have a very regressive tax system in this country, to the point that once you get past that sort of upper middle class, you actually see it going in the opposite direction, where the wealthier you are, the less taxes you likely pay as a portion of your income or of your net worth. So and another thing, you guys, like, there's a lot of tricks to dodge taxes, not just built straight into our fucking law. I mean, we covered how some of the sanctions directed at Russian oligarchs were missing or were going to be, impotent. And the reason is because Wall Street is so opaque. Our financial system has been made so opaque intentionally that it's almost impossible to actually enforce some of those sanctions against Russian oligarchs. Well, obviously, the same is true about trying to enforce taxes against our billionaires, right? They benefit from that opaque system that sort of legalizes, condones, and supports corruption and quid pro quo. So it's just another indication of how power actually works in this country and who gets to get away with what. And, for multi-billionaires to not even be paying the top marginal tax rate on a lot of their income. I mean, it's pretty incredible, you guys. It's pretty incredible. And obviously we need to tax them to cripple their power and take away their ability to control society to the extent that they can currently. I want to be very clear when we talk about taxes, and I know most of my audience knows this. Federal level taxes fund nothing. The spending must come first by definition. If you don't understand that, I urge you to look into modern monetary theory, and we have a whole lot of educational content on realprogressives.org pertaining to modern monetary theory. I also would encourage you to read The Deficit Myth by Stephanie Kelton, which is an excellent primer into the topic. We learn from MMT that taxes do not fund federal spending. Issuer of a fiat currency must spend before they tax. By definition, that is the order that it must go in. So when we're talking about taxing the wealthy, we're talking about doing so because they have a disproportional amount of power in our society, and we don't think they should. We should tax away their control, sort of a thing, right? The inequity in our society is outrageous, and I think directly taxing billionaires is one way to try to curtail some of that. So, but a couple of very interesting stories there that reveal the extent of the corruption and the extent of power that billionaires have in our society. Really wonderful stuff there from both The Lever and from ProPublica.